I'm Dr. Bill Berkowitz of Life Chiropractic in Grass Valley. Welcome. Today let's talk about the 4 critical legs to a successful natural burnout treatment recovery program. Burnout is becoming more and more common. Why? Because we live in a soup of never-ending stress, and that stress is only increasing. All the statistics around burnout, around chronic fatigue, around anxiety are all increasing, especially since the beginning of the pandemic. So it's really critical that you take care of yourself because you do not want to push this to the end. Burnout, like pretty much every departure from health, is linked to prolonged stress. Prolonged stress challenges your nervous system, creates an imbalance in your nervous system where your fight or flight system takes over and you do not get enough rest, your digestion suffers, your sleep suffers, and over a long period of time you exhaust that system. That's burnout. In previous times it would be called adrenal fatigue, but treating the adrenals is only treating the effect, not the cause, and you want to go to the cause. But there is adrenal fatigue, and there are some things you can do to specifically help support that. Your sympathetic fight or flight system goes into overdrive, and the longer that's active, depending on your overall health and resilience, the more it's likely to lead to burnout and exhaustion. So what are the 4 critical legs you should take if you want to support yourself in recovering from burnout? The first is you want to remove any irritation, interference, pressure to your autonomic nervous system. That's that combination of that sympathetic fight or flight system and the parasympathetic rest and digest system. In chiropractic, I work primarily on the upper neck, the lower neck, and the pelvis to help improve the function of the vagus nerve, and then pay attention to the mid-thoracic spine for removing irritation to the sympathetic fight or flight system. The second critical leg is structural balance. Let's look at this from the perspective of something more mechanical like a car. If your wheels are not balanced, if your front end isn't aligned, it doesn't matter how good your tires are, they are going to wear out. They're going to put stress on the structure of your car, and you're going to need to replace those tires. If your structure isn't balanced, it makes your nervous system work extra hard trying to bring you back to a state of balance. So that's the second critical leg, is correcting structural imbalances. The third leg is activation of the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the key of the parasympathetic system, often referred to as rest and digest. The vagus nerve is going to help cultivate better sleep, better recovery, better rest. It's going to help lower inflammation. It's going to support your immune system. It's going to support better digestion. It's going to lower your heart rate. All things that support overall health and well-being. And the fourth critical leg is what I call sleep hygiene. Now, sleep is a little tricky because oftentimes it's difficult to get quality sleep if your nervous system is imbalanced, if your structure is imbalanced, if your sympathetic system is in overdrive. But you do want to make sure that you've got a regular sleep schedule. You want to go to bed at the same time. You want to carve out at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. That's not time in bed, that's sleep time. You want to stop eating a couple of hours before you go to bed. You want your room to be pitch black, dark, with no lights, no electronics. You want to sleep in a cool environment. You want to avoid stimulants like caffeine after noon. And you want to avoid alcohol and a lot of sugar, as well as anything stimulating like any agitating movie or screen. Those are the basics for sleep. In addition to this, I mentioned the adrenal glands. You can support your adrenal glands in the short run. It's not going to get you out of burnout, but it's going to help them recover by taking some adaptogens. I'm not going to go in depth about adaptogens, but the more common ones are rhodiola and ashwagandha. They are great adaptogens. You just have to be careful where you purchase them. You want to get really quality adaptogens. They will help support your adrenals and help you become a little bit more resilient to stress. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to my social media channels where I post regular, great information on chiropractic, on health, on stress, on burnout, on chronic pain, etc., etc. Also, you can get great information at my website, lifewithinchiropractic.com. Thank you.